If you don't know, now you know. One thing I've learned is that you have to ground yourself. You have to ground yourself. You have to take the bad with the good because nothing in life is perfect. Nothing will ever be perfect. No one will ever be perfect. And that's just life. Some people strive for perfection, and I was one of those people that strived for perfection. Everything I did had to be perfect. Just my life just needed to be perfect, and when it wasn't, I was just so upset with myself and with everything around me and just how life was going. And trust me, it's just not the way to live. It's only going to lead you down a path to being depressed, unsatisfied, and just really not wanting to experience life. And experiencing life to the fullest is just allowing things to play out, allowing life to just show you the full experience of everything on this earth. And so you have to accept the bad with the good. There's always going to be a downside to everything. It's just part of life. Even when we are blessed, there are other things that are going to be attached to the blessing. You know, that's just part of life, and that's one thing that I have learned, and that I understand is that there's always going to be a downside to everything. We are always, as human beings, looking to be blessed. We are looking to be financially blessed, and we're looking for certain things in life. And of course, God wants us to live an abundant life. God wants you to be financially blessed. He wants us all to really experience the world for what it is and really enjoy the good side of life. But there's always going to be bad times. And I feel like a lot of times we want to be blessed prematurely before we are actually ready for the blessing. And what I mean by that is we are so in a rush for things to just take place. Trust me, like I've been there where I'm like, okay, I want this now. But it's like God knows the perfect time when we are going to receive his blessings. Trust and believe. God wants to bless us. He wants us to be blessed. He wants us to live an abundant life. He wants us to live a fruitful life. He wants us to be happy. He wants us to be at peace. He wants us to really enjoy the life that he wants us to enjoy. He wants us to experience everything that he has for us. But a lot of us want things prematurely when we are not ready for his blessing. Because the thing is, when the blessing comes, a lot of other stuff comes with it. And so, you have to be ready for every side of it. When you are blessed, that's not the only thing that's going to come with it. It's a lot of other things that come with it and that will take place. And so when God is taking his time, and one thing I will say, God does not think about time. It's what we think about as human beings. We think about seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, years, decades. That does not, God doesn't think about things like that. Like that's something that is just way beyond him, because he knows the perfect time and he's such a perfect being. And so God is building us before he blesses us. He's building us. He's building our mental. He's building us spiritually. He's building us mentally, emotionally, physically. He is making sure that we are ready when he does bless us, that we are ready from every side of it, because a blessing has so many things that's going to come with it. And so God is just making sure that we are strong enough and that we will be able to handle everything that comes our way, because a lot of people they receive things prematurely, and you can be up one day and then down the next day. And a lot of people, they receive things prematurely, and then next thing you know, they don't have anything. And we've all seen it where people, it's like, wow, they had this, they had that, and they were on top, and they were just doing it, and they were just really doing it. Like, you can see everything, and everything was looking amazing. But then you see those people now, and it's like they don't have anything. And I'm not just talking about financially, but even in their spirit, like, it's just not the same. So, one thing I'm learning is that you have to take the bad with the good, and God is making sure that you are going to be ready to receive the blessings that he has for you on every single level. And when people say that it is levels to this, it is levels to this. And I feel like we just need to allow God to move when he moves, because if like, God knows the right time. God knows when to bless you. God knows when to give you everything that you've been wanting out of life, because he knows that in this moment in time that you are going to take care of business, that you are going to make sure that all your ducks are in a row. Like, you are going to make sure that everything is good on all levels. And so when I say a lot of people receive things prematurely, and then you look at them 5, 10, 20 years down the line, and they have absolutely nothing. And I'm not just talking about financially. A lot of people lose themselves spiritually. A lot of people lose themselves mentally. We have a lot of people on this earth that are really going through mental illness, and it's really, really sad. So when I say that the right time is God's time, the right time is God's time. And you have to allow him to work on you inside of here. You have to allow him to work on the inner you, because when he works on the inner you, I'm telling you, it's going to start seeping out your pores. Like, everything, you are just going to be a new person. You're going to be a new version of yourself. So just allow God to work on you from the inside out, because when he blesses you, you want to make sure your blessings last. You want to make sure that you pass your blessings on to your children, to your children's children. We are creating generational wealth, and I'm not just talking about financially. We're creating generational wealth when it comes to your spiritual self. You want your kids, your grandkids, we want to pass down the spiritual awareness and the spiritual growth. You want to pass down growing mentally, teaching your kids how to make sure that mental health is very important, because money means nothing when you have not grown spiritually. Money means nothing when you have not grown emotionally. Money means nothing when you haven't grown mentally, because the money is not going to save you. The money actually will take you down, honestly. And so a lot of people have to understand that you have to be ready when God says you're ready. God is not blessing you with what you want at this moment in time, but trust me, it's going to come. God is making sure that every single part of you, every aspect of you, every aspect of your mind is where he needs you to be, so you can make the best decisions for your life. Because when he bless you, God wants you to stay on top. So many people that we see don't, and he's just making sure that you are okay. And if you don't know, now you know.